Hello, guys. Welcome back to a.
Proved or not.
I would say I would argue a slightly different one than normal because this is one of the rare chances that we're probably
We get to
going
look
to
at
have.
classes.
Yeah. Now this book comes with a lot of classes, and we're going with
So,
random. And at the very least, this video
mhm.
is going to cover the core class
The core
of
class, and
the
at least,
Necromancer.
I will say at least a subclass, but
Yeah.
probably more around
For
like four?
for context, this book comes with 8 subclasses for this new class.
Yeah.
So there will be a
Depending,
point where yeah,
it depends on how fast we go through them, but I at least want to look at one because I want to have an idea of how this class plays.
right.
That
Uh,
being said, because we have a lot to get to, I'm going to ignore most of this flavor except for this is apparently a intelligence caster.
Okay. Then followed by
Not a whole lot of
Constitution, and then
those.
Strength or Dexterity, which is an interesting
Uh,
choice.
Note that they say strength or dexterity if you plan to choose the Death Knight ambition.
Okay, specifically the Death Knight.
So
Okay,
that is probably our standard, Gish subclass.
maybe. So
They are a
you get
standard full
spells.
caster.
Yep, that looks to be about standard.
We get all these features. But let's actually get to it. So
Their
our hit
D6
dice
hit
is a
die.
D6.
So the lowest one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Which
Uh,
I mean, for a
we
full
get
caster makes sense. Simple weapons,
we get no armor efficiencies.
but having Constitution and Intelligence for saves is
Yes.
hit or miss. Constitution though.
Yep.
That's always a major thing for spellcasters.
All right. Our skills are Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Medicine, Persuasion, and Religion.
Alright.
We get a fairly standard set of equipment: dagger, simple weapon, component, or arcane focus, a shovel, and either Dungeoneer's pack or Scholar's pack. Okay.
Now the casting.
All
Which,
right. The Necromancer table shows how many spells you have to cast. The spells cast one of these spells. You must have spells level or higher. You know 2 first level spells. You should from the Necromancer spell list. We're not going to look over the spell list today.
right, that'd be
It's just
spells are gonna be in their own video because of how many
yeah,
spells there are.
yes. Keep in mind, I guess, that this thing has a spell list, and you should check if you're playing this. Check what spells it can learn, and maybe talk to the DM if something else seems reasonable.
Right.
Uh, yeah. Additionally, when you gain, where does it say? Here we go. Yep, intelligence is our casting ability. Additionally, when
Yep,
you gain
that makes
level,
sense.
you standard stuff. See, we haven't got to the interesting stuff yet. Yeah, intelligence.
We're a ritual
We are a
caster,
ritual
which
caster,
is
which
always
makes
important to
sense.
note.
Arcane focus, which we know.
And now we have
All
our first
right.
actual feature.
Charnel touch. Your connection to the energy realm grants you an inner nexus of dangerous power. Ready to be unleashed at a moment's notice. Starting at first level, you have a pool of charnel touch points equal to your necromancer level times 5 that replenished when you finish a long rest.
Okay.
I bet you if I look here, why isn't it on here?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not on here. That's annoying. It should be on this table.
Well, either way, it's 5 times your level. So
Yeah.
level in this class. Actually, wait, I'm assuming it says that, but does it actually say that? I'm
Uh,
assuming it does.
as you touch one equal to your necromancer. Yeah, necromancer level.
Necromancer level. Okay.
You get these back on a long rest. As an action, declare the number of points you wish to expend up to 5 times your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
And make a melee spell attack against one creature within your reach. On a hit, you spend the declared amount of points and deal necrotic damage equal to the points expended. Okay. If the attack misses, you don't expend any points. The damage dealt by your charnel touch is doubled when you score a critical hit, expending no additional points. Oh, I see. I was like, why did they specify that? I know why they specified that.
Because if it
Because
was
we're
a
not
crit,
rolling dice.
Yeah, this is a. So what this is it's basically a non-spell casting version of um. Fuck, I had the spell in my head. Not chill touch.
The real important detail here is that the damage is consistent.
Yeah, it's
and that's
consistent.
however much you spend.
It's consistent. This is basically lay on hands pool except for damage.
However, there is a fine print. This attack deals no damage to constructs
Or
and heals undead for the number of points expended.
so
You can target a willing creature with this ability without making a spell attack roll.
okay. So, as a Necromancer, I'm assuming we're gonna have like at least one undead minion in general. So, I mean, hey, that's a way to heal your undead pal. At least I think. I think it would be. I think that would be the case, but who knows?
All right. Well, we're about to get to the main feature now.
Thralls.
Yes, if you look here, by the way, we don't get thralls until level 2.
Yep, level 2.
Oh boy.
So
Well, a lesser spellcaster can only animate flesh and bone in rudimentary fashion and must expend valuable energy to maintain that undead's loyalty. True. Necromancers can provide their undead with a portion of their own life force and train the long-term convenience. Being at level 2nd, you learn an ancient and powerful which allows you to raise and command your own army of the dead. By spending 10 uninterrupted minutes performing this ritual with a spellcasting focus or component pouch.
Okay.
That is weird. Sorry. We need to play a game, Ross. We need to play a game.
What?
Why is this wording weird?
By spending 10 minutes uninterrupted. Wait. By spending 10 uninterrupted minutes. God, I can read.
Mm-hmm.
Performing this ritual with the spellcasting focus or component pouch. So we haven't read the rest of the ability, so that's the part that you're calling out as weird.
Yes. Now, I will say this. I get why they did it, and I get what they mean. But, wow.
Is it the fact that basically a spellcasting focus or component pouch is sort of basically the same thing?
No. That's not an issue at all. In fact, that's why what they did makes sense.
Is it the fact that it's
Okay,
uninterrupted?
here. No. Let me help you out here.
Okay.
When you use your component pouch, what are you doing in truth?
Pulling out whatever the components are for a spell I'm trying to cast.
Correct. Now, what does this say you're doing?
Oh, is it the fact that okay? Let's say my main way of casting spells is through a component pouch, like pulling out the stuff. Is it because technically I'm not casting a spell with the component pouch, but I'm pulling stuff out of it?
Well, it's the fact that, according to this, that's not what you need to do. You could empty the bag. The bag's all you need.
Oh.
That's what's hilarious to me. 10 minutes just, staring at a bag. But, yeah, I get why they did it. Obviously, that's not how you'd flavor it.
Right.
You can raise the remains of one or more small or medium humanoids within 30 feet of you into undead creatures. Undead creatures become your thralls. You may take control over your thralls. And definitely stat blocks for skeletons, zombies, and other thralls can be found in the undead thrall section at the end of the class description.
So,
notably, when you look at the thralls, there is a table tied to it. What CR you can get for your thralls?
Oh no, that's the total, not just. So
yes.
Okay, I was wondering, wait, where's the? Because I feel like for abilities like that, there's usually a stopgap on, because it just says the remains of one or more small or
correct.
medium
Yeah,
creatures.
the stopgap is that limit.
Okay. So at level 2 we can get one of these guys, because aren't skeletons and zombies 1/4? I think.
Let's carry on.
Yeah, either way.
You can mentally control all of your thralls while you are conscious without using any action. If you are unconscious, your thralls will move to protect your body from harm, but will not attack. In combat, your thralls take their turns immediately before or after your turn each round. That's actually really nice of them to give you that choice.
Or after? That's
most things say immediately after, and that creates this issue. It's like, what if I want to do things?
Yeah, wow.
But this is one
of the few exceptions where it says before, and I like that.
Yeah, so that basically means that if you all your thralls collectively share one reaction and bonus action, which a single thrall can use each round.
Okay.
Thralls use your spell attack modifier to make their attacks.
So all they can attack as normal, but only one of them specifically gets a reaction.
Bonus action and reaction. I assume this is so you don't spend too much time on your turns. What they do, right?
Which it makes sense.
Also, that's probably just easier to keep track of if you have a lot. So this is the maximum. You can animate and control one thrall of challenge rating CR 14. As you gain levels in this class, you can animate more thralls. The combined CR of all your thralls can't exceed the number shown in the CR total column, which we've already looked at.
Yep.
And the total number of thralls under your control can never exceed your proficiency bonus.
At most, throughout this character's life, at most we could have up to 6 undead.
Yes.
That, if I remember seeing the table, the combined CR cannot be higher than, I believe, 4.
Okay, interesting.
Which,
Carrying on, though.
okay.
At
Anytime.
any time, you can use your action to sever your connection to one or more thralls, releasing them. Corporal undead crumple into a heap, and incorporeal undead flee to the ethereal plane.
Okay.
Beginning at 5th level, a necromancer can learn the Animate Dead spell. A staple of the school necromancer. Necromancer casts spells with an action instead of over the...
Alright.
All undead created by the Animate Dead spell,
As well as other.
as well as any other magic, such as the Create Undead spell, that allows you to control undead, count as your thralls and can be commanded as such. If your new thralls granted to you by a spell cause you to exceed your total CR or number of thralls, you can immediately sever your connection to any of your existing thralls so as to stay within the limits. Your thralls can never command or create other undead. As always, you can't reanimate undead that have been reduced to 0 hit points. Your animate thralls ritual and spell and magic only affect humanoid corpses, whereas your thralls are undead creatures. Good of you to put the clarification in.
Yep.
So that's a lot. Just to honestly say, what is the point of Animate Dead? Is it better to use Animate Dead in 5th level slot, or just make them yourself? That is a question you can ask.
Well, I think it's because, like, Animate Dead, because they made it to where I think I understand it why.
It's an action.
Yeah, the fact that they made it into an action, so now you could do this in combat versus the other one where you have to have like 10 minutes of just you casting the ritual. So like this is a in combat action or in combat way to basically get more allies.
Anyways,
we're going back to level 2.
Well, I think that was all one feature. That's why.
Right. Bag of bones.
Oh, right. You learn how to create a necromantic magic item, a bag of bones. The bag connects to a vast external space that can only hold medium or smaller corpses, bones, and undead creatures. It violently expels anything else placed within it. You can use an action to place a corpse or willing undead creature into the bag, up to a maximum of 10 corpses or undead creatures. So basically, you can just put all your... You know what? This is actually really good. So it basically means all your thralls can be in a bag while you're in a social scene.
Yeah, that and
you dump the contents of the bag, which lands in space within. You can transform any container you can carry into a bag over the course of 1 hour, but you hold the container ceases to be mad. You form the original container. The container always has the same extra space if the bag is placed inside a. Yep.
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 I was wondering if I was going to include that type of effect. So okay, so we basically get. I understand why we have this ability. It's for the fact of.
Yeah.
If there's no humanoid bodies around, then
we're still good because we have. Well, first off, your thralls still have. I think it's mainly keep your thralls in there because they're indefinite.
Right. I think it's a mixture of both because like
yeah. So I am seeing some really fun flavor because you can name your thralls and all that stuff. Although again, but let's keep going. We're 3rd level now.
Yep. Grave Ambition, which
we pick a subclass.
Yeah, this is just subclass. Oh.
You get features at 3rd level, 6th, 10th, and 20th. Ooh.
So they're taking the cleric leveling up thing from 2024 because that's basically what this is. Or wait, no, I'm wrong.
It might be paladin.
No, it's not paladin. Because theirs is 3rd, 7th, 15th, and 20th.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Right. No, it's which there's a pretty decent gap between 10th and 20th, so I'm assuming there are regular features that are in between.
Yes, that's a good point. Actually, you're right. That is a huge gap.
That's why I thought cleric immediately because that's what tends to happen with cleric.
Anyways, let's keep going.
Let's see.
As a Black Arcana, as a bonus action, you can spend a spell slot to replenish your Charnel Touch. Okay. So spell slot, you regain 1d8 expended hit points plus 1d8 for each level of the spell slot expended, up to a maximum of your pool's total.
That's cool. So our thing that I believe comes back on a long rest basically is we can expend a spell slot to make it have it come back.
Hey Ross.
What's up?
Sorry, I scrolled too far. Guess what you get at 4th level. You'll never guess.
Ability score improvement. Yeah. It's the standard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to make some kind of joke. I couldn't think of a joke. ASI. Woo! Good. They're in this class.
No.
This is Ross. This is a large paragraph to just be that.
Okay.
Although that being said,
when a creature rolls a 1
at my table, this feature is useless.
Yep. So all we're getting our table would be the 19 or 20. Can we stop with this idea?
Starting at creature. Starting at 14th level, creature automatically fails to enter spells and takes additional damage when it rolls a 1 or a 2. Additionally, okay, so that's something you get. But yeah, at 14th level, your crit range is increased.
Wait. A creature automatically fails its saving throw against your spell and take. Wait.
This is just yeah, basically 1 or a 2.
But
this is the same as it always is.
Well, no. Okay, please. The thing that's confusing me is the fact that all it says is a creature automatically fails its saving throw against your spell. Unless am I reading that wrong? Like,
no, I think what's happening here, Ross, is you're forgetting that my table is special. Why the reason that it says that is, in theory, if a creature has like a crazy good stats.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm reading the top thing. It's like under our rules, it doesn't matter, but
yes.
Or correction, on our rules, it does matter, but normally it doesn't. I just read the top part where it says it automatically fails to save if it rolls a 1. Okay.
Correct. Yes. We do this. This is an optional rule we give everybody.
Okay.
Which is why we've talked about it before. Sometimes the hail that's redundant. This feature outside of that second paragraph is redundant. I will say the range does increase, but yeah, that's it. That's your 5th level feature.
Wait, so when it takes additional damage when it automatically fails, if it rolls a it increases the range.
Yeah, yes.
I see.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. This is standard. This is standard stuff.
Okay, but still, it's like
yeah, I will say it is a sucky 5th level feature. But
God, have I ever done a video talking about my champion fight? Maybe I should talk about that. Maybe I should do a D&D story time or something. Anyway,
at 7th level, negative energy flows through your reinforce your thralls against those who would seek to destroy. Your thralls and other undead you control are immune to effects that turn undead and can't be forcibly controlled by another creature while you're conscious. That's the good one right there.
Okay.
So, I will say this. In theory, that you're in the unit, throw arrows at monks.
Yeah, someone is going to attempt to do this.
Yeah. In a universe where you're playing this, I will make sure it happens. Like, there, you will find yourself in like some cleric who will do turn undead. Or heck, if you have an ally that's a cleric, honestly.
I mean, yeah, because it doesn't specify for turn undead.
Yeah, that you can designate something that not.
Yeah.
So with this, your ally, your cleric friend can just turn undead to their heart's content.
Yeah.
All right.
And
wait, when you reach 18th level.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, huh.
So I think the idea here is that the only thing we're really getting from 10th level
upward
to beyond is spell improvements
and thrall improvement
and critical spellcasting improvements. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, let's keep going.
Let's continue. So where were we? We were at 18th level. The 18th level thing.
Yeah.
Which was
when you reach your thralls your connection. When a thrall under your control is reduced to 0 once not start outright, you can use a reactor to restore it to half of its maximum hit points. Once you use the feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. That's disappointing, but here's our capstone. Lichdom!
I guess.
By 20th level, you've unlocked the pinnacle of Necromancer powers, through which you will conquer death itself, the rite of Lichdom. When you reach this level, you have completed your phylactery and are ready to undergo this rite. To do so, you shake yourself away for 30 days in an isolated location of your choice and emerge as an immortal lich. Undead, unsurpassed power. Once the rite is complete, you gain the following benefits as well as those determined by your choice of grave ambition.
Right, so this is our... So our capstone
You
depends on what subclass we are.
yes,
As we
that
become
makes sense. We'll get to that in a second. A phylactery is an object that houses a lich's soul, safeguarding its immortality. If you drop to 0 hit points, your body crumbles to dust, but your soul escapes to the phylactery. After 1d4 plus 1 days, a new body collects blah blah blah. When your body reforms, you get the benefits of a long rest. The new body is identical to the one that was destroyed.
Isn't that just how regular phylacteries work?
Yes, but they're not usually player options.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. We become immune to necrotic and
You have
poison
immunity
and,
to necrotic and poison damage.
and
Immune to the poison condition.
Neat.
Undead trait. You are immune to the effects of exhaustion, and you don't need to eat, drink, or sleep or breathe. You still gotta rest. You get the benefits of a long type.
Of course.
Your type is humanoid. Spells and effects that affect undead affect you as well. And you're immune to the effects that return undead.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I was gonna say, is that an issue?
Almost got you. So, I will say, this is very strong, but it's also a 20th level feature. So,
yeah, it's 20th level. We gotta keep that in mind.
So, I'm not going to care about it.
So we have grave ambitions, which I believe that is.
These are the subclasses. It's subclass time. I feel like we got through this quick enough. Yeah, I think we can get through everything.
Yeah, we got through it quick enough. But real quick before we start talking about subclasses, as for the base class, how do we feel?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like outside of, the thralls and the getting more points for your cool auto damage or healing undead thing, you don't get a lot. And by that I mean
I think I'm in the same boat, but I also understand why. Because again, we are a full spellcaster.
Yeah.
So that is something that we would have to consider.
Correct, but again, everyone else is also, all other full casters are also full casters. And it's not that you get nothing, it's that the things you get are kind of, lame. So obviously you get your 4th, 8th, 12th, you know the drill.
Yeah, the ability score improvement.
Your ASIs and feats. ASIs and feats. Yeah, I feel, okay, cool. After 10th level, I get...
improved critical spellcasting.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so
But let's see. Yeah, this is approved. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Let's see subclasses. Again, as I always say, really is subclasses that make you feel how this is gonna work.
So
can you remind me, by the way, what are the subclass feature levels?
Their levels were 3, which is when we get it, 6,
Yep.
10th, and 20th.
Okay, so let's see what we got.
So
we're starting with
all of our subclasses will determine our extra features of how Lichdom work.
Yes. We'll get that in a second. So
what do we got? So
we're one ascendant. We got a spell list. So let's take a look. We got Charm Person, Sleep, Enthrall, Suggestion, Hypnotic Pattern. Your classics.
These make sense because if I read the thing up top briefly, we're basically a vampire. Necromancer.
They're actually called. Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, there. So channel.
At 3rd level, you drain the essence of those you slay. When you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points with your charnel touch,
specifically,
you regain hit. Yes. So basically, use your charnel touch. Roll the hit, dump 15 hit points into this thing to kill it. Yeah. You regain hit points equal to your intelligence modifier plus your necromancer level. Minimum of why would you?
Because we're level 3 for the character.
Yeah, I get it. I just think it's silly, but I get it. Yeah, so that's if you have a negative intelligence modifier. I know you can have it done.
To factor in.
3rd level, that's all you get.
But I will say it is all we get, which is unfortunate. However, it is healing, and keep in mind we have a low hit die.
Correct.
Yeah. Overall, it's an okay feature.
Yeah, it's not bad, but first off,
and keep in mind,
I have to get up
spell slots in order to get more of the
true
chances to use this, basically.
What I want to point out is I have to get right in their face to do this.
That's true. That is also a factor.
And our hit dice are so low. I'm not sure I myself. If I'm playing a necromancer, I don't want to be getting in the bad guys' faces.
Actually,
But
what's the wording on the ability? Because I'm curious on
which ability? Which ability? Everything here are abilities.
the charnel touch. Is it
Uh,
a melee attack or
I
how is it
believe so,
worded?
but I will look at it again. As an action, make a melee spell attack.
Oh, does mobile
One
require
creature within your
you?
reach.
Does mobile require you to have it be a melee weapon, or can it be a melee spell?
Oh, I
Because I would
I
use
see
this
what
for
you're
if someone
saying.
goes in my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you make a melee attack,
It's just just melee attack in general. Okay,
yes,
so this would be valid for
but
that. Okay.
again, that's still an argument. That's if something's going up in our faces, they're probably not going to be so low HP that 15 hit points will do it.
That's true. That's true.
My
But
point is,
who
this
knows
is
what's
that
going on?
this ability does not gel with the rest of the class for me. But let's see what we get. So,
Yeah. So
3 levels later, we're 6th level.
transformation.
You can use your action and expend 15 charnel touch points. Again, more reasons I'm not going to use them for that healing. Transform entirely your points. Revert as an action. Anything you are wearing, but I'll just you transform into a bat.
Oh.
Or mist.
So bat, we have a flying speed.
You are weightless. You have a hovering speed as mist.
Oh.
Yeah, you resist all damage. Honestly, mist is probably what I'm gonna pick.
I mean,
But
I think
again,
that could be good for like getting to like small spots and whatnot. Because you're a medium cloud versus the other one, which is tiny.
Or take any action other than your true form.
Also, I think that's literally just how gaseous form works. I think.
It is, yeah.
Which,
You have all sense of bat. You can't speak or
it
walk speed.
makes
You have a
sense.
flying speed of 30. Your statistics. Here's the thing with bats.
What? Your statistics and other statistics other than your size, speed, and senses
are unchanged. That means, in theory, if we're multi-classing, or in theory, if we're we can do basically anything else. Although I will note, D&D has annoying rules about using weapons at a certain size, but you could probably use like a dagger or a one-handed sword, something like that, without any issues.
I'll say this.
Uh-huh.
This feature makes sense for this subclass, although I wish there was a little more.
No, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. Let's keep going.
Level 10.
10th level.
Of the Night.
Your hordes of the night answer to your beck and call. When you perform your animate thralls ritual, you can summon one or more wolves, swarms of bats, or swarms of rats. You command those creatures as you thralls, and they count as undead for the purpose of your Necromancer class features. Only for those. When one of these creatures is reduced to 0 hit points or released by you, it vanishes in a cloud of mist.
Okay. Do you know what makes this really interesting? Actually, no. Wait, did it say wolves or werewolves?
Wolves.
Oh, damn it. Never mind.
Summoning werewolves?
I was like, wait, if we're allowed to summon a werewolf...
First off, that is not the vampire flavor. Vampires, werewolves, of course, hate each other. But, alright, I mean, I'll be honest, this is like the one ability I'm like, yeah, this is useful.
Yeah, this is nice, and...
Admittedly, it's just more of what you already have, really, more summons.
Now, can I point out something funny? Because we have remember there was a subclass, I think from this book, that dealt with swarms?
Yes.
Now we have an interesting scenario where we could heal our swarms because they count as undead for the purposes of our features.
Correct. It gets weird, but now let's get our lich stuff. This is going to tell us a lot about how things work. This is the big one.
How powerful is this going to be?
Your phylactery is a coffin filled with grave dirt. When you drop to 0 points, you reform in your coffin after 1 hour.
So heavy.
You are permanently weakened until you spend 24 hours resting in a coffin. During the time, your hit point maximum is reduced to 1, and you drop to 0 points. You begin your turn in sunlight.
Oh.
At the start of each of your turns, you regain 10 hit points. You don't gain them if you have 0 points or indirect sunlight. Your speed is doubled. Additionally, you can climb difficult surfaces, including upside-down ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. This is a weird situation. Why it doesn't give you a climb speed, so you'd be moving at half speed. Anyways, what I am curious about is something. I need to check something here.
What are you?
When you during this time. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering like okay, yeah, I see what you're going for. It's like we're not gonna burn the sun when we step outside, no matter what.
Correct. Yes. So it's specifically during these 24 hours. During the 24 hours of which you're weakened.
Right.
Fair enough.
Which I guess combining this with the other stuff you get from Lichdome, it's fine.
Yeah. So I hope this doesn't prove a trend, but our first subclass
is approved without. I mean,
yes, it's bad. It's the issue here is it's not even these features are bad. It's that they're bad with this class. They're bad with this class. I feel like if you were going to give us Charnel Drain, if we're ever going to get any use out of it, you need to give us a reason beyond that to melee, and we don't. The Vampiric Transformation is not a bad feature, but again...
It just needs a little pinch more.
It needs something... It's not cohesive with anything. The Lichdom is also... I mean, at the end of the day, the Lichdom is flavor, except for the regeneration, but I don't... Level 20, who cares about 10 hit points?
Yeah.
Also, I love it. You get a climb speed. Or no, you can climb walls, but because of the fact that they don't give you an actual climb speed, it'll be at half speed. Which, I mean, I guess it's fine. You can do it, right? But...
I mean, I'll be just straight up.
Oh, but your speed is doubled, I see.
But yeah, wait.
Your regular speed is doubled.
It'd just be a regular...
Climb speed would be what your every speed was before that was doubled.
Okay. Oh,
you'll be straight up with me what?
I was going to say, because I forgot about the speed getting doubled, what if we just granted them just regular movement speed?
This is...
level 20?
Yeah, I'm not kind of concerned. But yeah, no. This is... Hopefully we got some new good news.
Oh, now we have you're at the part where we can see the descriptions of this. So,
yeah.
Ascendant, which...
Grant the power to Cloud and Armor. So this is apparently our Gish.
Yep, and let's see how competent of a Gish they are.
Okay, so third level. Your body and mind are attuned to the various skills awards. You gain proficiency with light armor, medium armor, shields, and martial weapons.
Cool.
Additionally, you can perform the somatic amounts of spells even when you have weapons or a shield in one or both hands.
Interesting. So you basically just pinched that from Warcaster and just brought that over, which that's probably pretty handy.
Alright, Charnel Strike. Also at third level, whenever you make a melee weapon attack as part of the action, you can channel your Charnel Touch through the weapon. When you do so, make an attack with a melee weapon instead of a spell attack. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's attack's normal effects and takes the necrotic damage of your Charnel Touch. You can only deal necrotic damage using this ability once per turn. Additionally, whenever you deal damage using this ability or Charnel Touch attack, you gain temporary hit points equal to necrotic damage dealt up to a maximum of half your total hit point.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about!
Okay.
Yeah, this is solid!
So
we
basically get a necrotic smite.
Yeah, the beauty of this, by the way, is a reminder. You're picking the exact amount of damage you do.
Yes, so you can pick out how much temp HP you want. And you could... This is even more of a smite because you could dump spell slots into getting more of these points.
Correct.
Although, does it take your bonus action?
Right, that is... Let's go all the way back. We're looking at... the chef deals instead of just...
It was down.
It was its own feature, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was its own feature. It was, Black Arcana.
Third level.
Third level,
You can expend spell slots to, let me see. Let's see. Oh, wait, where does it say? You can expend a spell slot to replenish your Charnel Touch you full regains. That means it's free.
Ooh.
Do it as much as you want, when you want.
Cool.
Oh, wait, no, bonus action. Missed it.
Oh, yeah, we both of us missed it. Still, as a bonus action.
Alright, no, that's solid. Okay, let's get back to it.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so Charnel Strike, when you look at this is solid. 6th level. This is a Gish subclass. You know what you get.
Extra attack. Ah!
Yeah, I mean, look.
have
I'll be honest.
Have a shot for every time they
The
bring
real,
up 19
the
or
real,
20 in this book.
the real point here is the extra attack. If you're giving me the 19 or 20 as a bonus, it's fine.
Right, it's fine, but still, why is this book uses it so often?
Carry on. Okay, overcharged thralls. Okay. Turning them into your own personal pool when the need arises. Whenever one of your thralls dies or you release it, your Thrall Touch pool regains the number of expended points equal to your Necromancer level.
Cool.
Oh, that's pretty solid, honestly.
Actually, ooh. Okay, so hold on. We'll get this level 10. That means that overall, our maximum amount, because it's 5 times our Necromancer level, it's 50.
50, yep.
So whenever one of our undead dies, we get 10 back.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so much extra damage and temp HP.
Okay.
Honestly, this has been really good. Let's hope the capstone's great.
So you've reached so yeah, we are an undead.
We're basically
We're the
death.
You gain prison with heavy armor.
If you don't already
have it. And you regain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. The necrotic damage dealt by Charles actually ignores resistance and immediate necrotic damage.
Okay.
Additionally, you gain any number of temporary hit points from your Eternal Strike instead of a maximum half of your total hit points. It's okay. The big thing I think is the resistance, which is fine. Again, this is a capstone. 20th level, you're ending the campaign, honestly.
Yeah. Also, I noticed.
And that's only if you're going fully into this.
I also noticed something interesting about this subclass.
Yeah.
It didn't, unless we missed it. It did not get an extra spell list.
It did not. You're right.
Which is something interesting.
But I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just something I wanted to bring up.
So, I feel like that one would be fun multi-classed with like either some sort of cleric or paladin.
Here's the thing, though.
Potentially,
you wouldn't it'd be hard pressed, at least for me, to multi-class.
If you were multi-classing.
If I knew I was going to level 20, I would not multi-class.
Because you wanted to get the Lich?
Yeah, I would want to get to this ultimate feature.
Right.
Okay.
So now
approved.
Oh yeah, no,
yep,
that was
Overlord.
A sinister.
Sorry. A sinister manipulator backed by powerful allies.
Okay.
All right.
So
we get spells. Thankfully, fairly standard spells.
Yeah, standard spells, and
I'm seeing a lot of charm stuff here. We got compulsion, dominate person, Geas,
command, bane to a certain degree.
Detect thoughts is really nice.
Having detect thoughts in your back pocket is always nice. But anyway, let's see.
Okay.
Grant a boon to
At 3rd level, you can grant a boon to your minions by empowering them with your own potency. As a bonus action, you can spend 5 or more points from your Eternal Touch pool to empower each of your thralls within 30 feet of you. Until the end of your next turn, those thralls gain a +1 bonus to their attack rolls, damage rolls, and AC for every 5 points expended, up to a maximum of +3.
The only thing,
but it's your choice because it's turn by turn is the big thing here.
That's what I was gonna say. The fact that it's specifically only for that turn, which it's a pretty high. It's not a high cost because I always got to remember the fact that unlike some
you have a lot of these.
we could get these back by just simply using a bonus action as spell slot. So,
but here's what I'll say. Here is what I will say. By the time you are level 10. 50 of these means you can basically do this every turn, at least to some degree.
Right.
Let's see. Let's divide 50 by...
50 by 50? Or 50 by 50?
Yeah.
Let's see. Give me one moment. 50 divided by 15.
10th level, you can do this 3 times.
Yeah. 3 times.
Unless and, of course, when you're...
to get a thing back.
When you're 20th...
You'll have 100.
Yeah, 100, which again, divided by 15.
That's
you could do this 6 times.
6 times
without like any fluff.
Spell slot and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So, yeah, so you can do this plenty. Later game. Obviously, early game you can't, but that's kind of the idea.
Right. But okay.
The feature's fine.
That's all we get for level 3. Level 6.
When you reach 6, your black magic grants you a silver tongue, which you can use to manipulate those around you. You get proficiency in one of the following skills.
Deception, intimidation, and persuasion.
Additionally, you can use your intelligence modifier.
Instead of okay,
But that is all you get at 6th level. Look, there's nothing wrong with more proficiency,
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with more proficiency. Level 10.
10th level, you can force your thralls to sacrifice themselves to ensure your own safety. When you are targeted by an attack, you can use your reaction to change the target of the attack to one of your thralls instead. The thrall has to be within reach, though. Once you use this feature, you can't do so until you finish a short or long rest.
Why?
Alright, we haven't looked at the 20th level now. I'm going to say there's one feature in this subclass I like, which is sad.
Yeah, why that limit of only once per short long rest? I feel like if I have like any ally and undead
Yeah, I
allies...
mean, I'm using my reaction, I would say, yeah. Carrying on.
Anyway, let's
20th
jump to
level, Tyrant. If you drop to 0 hit points, you can choose to possess a nearby body instead. When you do, choose an unconscious human or the corpse of one that has died within the last minute that is within 120 feet of you. Possess. Can't be possessed if they have that spell.
Yep.
Once you possess a body, you control it. Your game positions are replaced by the six of the creature, though you retain your alignment, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma score. If the body has 0 hit points when you possess it, its type becomes undead and it regains 50 hit points, up to its hit point maximum. You retain the benefit of your own class features. If the target has any class levels, you can't use any of its features.
Okay.
If you possess the body of an unconscious creature, the creature makes a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC after 8 hours, and it repeats the save every 8 hours thereafter until the effect ends. On a success, you are ejected from the body and begin the process of reforming your phylactery. You are also ejected if the body dies or you choose to leave it as an action. Once you've possessed the creature in this way, you can't possess it again using this feature, which means, basically,
Just
you
one
can
and
only possess your
done.
unconscious
wow.
party members once. So,
Okay.
I will say, what this basically boils down to as a 20th level feature is, stay in the fight after you die.
Which, that's powerful.
Actually, no, this is if you drop to 0 hit points, so stay in the fight after you go unconscious.
Yeah, but there's still more. We have Tyrant's Influence.
You can spend 25 points from your Eternal Touch to cast Dominate without spending a slot. You can also spend 30 to cross Dominate Person and 60 to cast Dominate Monster.
Oh.
Is okay.
Does that part require you to be in your Lich form?
I mean, I don't think your Lich form is a thing.
Well, when you enter Lichdom, because like you have to wait until like I think the initial thing is like 30 days or something like that alone to then come out and be.
It says in addition, so this is a separate feature.
Okay.
But I think the game assumes you're going to do this.
Right, which I'm not crazy on this.
What?
I'm not crazy on this.
No, you're absolutely right.
I mean, the spells are
this is a
good.
proof without thought.
The spells are good. I'll give it that. The extra spells are good. But also,
But yeah.
even then, here's the thing. It's hard for me to even say that the extra spells are good simply because I don't know what their spell list is. I don't know what they already get. For all I know, they already get all these spells.
Correct. Anyways, but no, we're not judging. We're not here to judge spells because that's the whole complicated matter. What I am going to judge
is Pale
immediately
Master, which
I wasn't ready to move on.
Oh.
Sorry. Let me actually speak my thoughts, please.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a segue.
No, it wasn't. Right. Is my issue with this subclass. Again, I like this feature. I actually really do.
That feature is pretty good. The second one, it's fine.
The second one is fine, but the fact that it's all you get.
Yeah, I feel like this would be an additional feature.
Correct. Yes, because again, you can. You get the following in one of these. Yeah, only one of these skills, by the way. Yeah, no, yeah, approve without thought.
Well,
hands down.
Well, hold on. I do want to bring up, but yeah, you do. Although it doesn't say specifically they have to have proficiency in the ones that you can swap for.
Correct.
Makes them better,
correct.
But I mean,
that's not enough. That's not enough.
Not enough. Not quite enough. The rest of it is fine.
All right.
Pale
Pale
Master,
Master.
which
Which
What
let's
is
look at the flavor here.
Philadelphia's?
Emphasizes the purest form of necromancy and brandishes devastating spells.
So okay, wait,
All right.
aren't the
Mm-hmm.
the Thay, is that what they're called? The Red Wizards of Thay?
Say,
Aren't they like sort of like pale skinned?
I
think.
I don't know.
We had one interaction in one module for them.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's. So we have extra spells. Oh, we have a.
We have a new spell that I'm gonna have to look at.
Yep, it is. Let me find it.
Exhume.
Oh right, I forgot you could just find it.
All right, so
it's a level
the
1
cast
ritual.
number one. The first level ritual spell. Yep. A drop of blood does not take situation on place based within the range. Note the theory must have solid earth beneath it. The spell fails if the cast on the upper floor of a building. Spell then causes one pile of human bones to rise out of the ground within the square. If you cast a spell with a burial place such as grave, 1d4 bones are exhumed instead of 1. The ground itself is not changed, disturbed.
So
Pile of human brains to rise out of the ground with them. I guess this is a way to get up bodies so you can necromancy them faster.
yeah, so it's basically just brings up a body from beneath ground. Okay.
All right, moving right along.
Yeah, this spell is
You
just
can
fine.
empower your spells from your own will magic. When you deal damage with a necromancy spell first level or higher, you can spend a number of channel points up to your necromancy level. Plus intelligence modifier. When you do so, one of the spell's targets which takes extra necrotic damage equal to the number of points expended.
Okay, so we can.
It's okay.
Yeah, at this level, we would be able to spend. Necromancy level plus your intelligence modifier. So let's. Not assuming max, let's say 17 intelligence, so like 6, so it would be plus 3. So
Yeah.
at most, we can spend up to 6?
It's not a lot. Not a lot, but let's see what else we get.
It's extra damage.
Yeah.
Proficiency in intimidation, if you don't already have it.
You already have. Additionally, you spend 10 as much to fix your. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. Frighten you for a minute. The target makes a saving throw. Then. No hard call on.
So bonus action fear for 10 channel points, which.
Charnel, or Carnal. It might be. No, I think it's Charnel. We'll say Charnel.
Okay.
Being at 10th level, whenever you roll initiative and aren't surprised, you can command each of your thralls to either move up to speed or make one attack.
Up to their speed. Normally for stuff like that, it's up to half their speed. But
that I guess that's nice, but it's only coming up. It's not coming up often enough, you know.
That's true.
20th level.
Yep, we got a Lichdom, which
when you reduce a hostile creature, you can immediately devour the creature's soul to a few perfect powers. Roll a d8 and regain expended spell slots of your choice whose combined level is no greater than the number rolled.
Oh.
You can't use this again, so it's once per day.
Okay.
And when you hit into the trial touch attack and spend 20 or more points to target with a cost of them, they're paralyzed for 1 minute. They repeat the save. It's okay. Honestly, the subclasses here, I feel like they're really hurting from not gaining anything for 10 levels.
Yeah, I'm getting a similar vibe.
Because I feel like we don't get enough for these subclasses to be good, which is sad. All right.
What do we think about Pale Master? Approve of thought?
Or I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna say approved.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now we have the Pharaoh.
Yes.
AKA
it is I.
Mummy stuff, I'm assuming.
It is I, the Pharaoh. And it's time to duel. Okay. Pharaoh. We got spells. We got Halo of Flame.
Which is I also get Snake Staff, which I think I know what that's gonna do.
I have an idea, but let's look at Halo of Flame first.
Let's see. So second level.
Level. A ring of flame next above your head, then springs. When dressed in a burning circle, the circle is composed of bloppity boppity bop. Creatures within the area must make a dexterity save. If it fails, it takes half much on a successful save.
46 is not terrible. Does this move?
True.
How?
This is a one and done.
Oh, so this is basically whatchamacallit? It's that one spell from Warlock. Okay. Cool.
All right, so that's our first thing. Then you said we had Snake Staff.
Yes, Snake Staff.
Okay, let's take a look at
Which I have a
Snake.
feeling how this is gonna work, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
I have the same feeling.
Okay, transmutation.
You need a quarter staff.
Yep.
It's called
concentration up for an hour.
you cast a staff to the ground, which rises and grows into a giant constrictor snake under your control, which acts on its own initiative. Counts. The snake is friendly to you and your companions. The snake will obey any verbal commands that you issue to it. No action required. If you don't issue any commands, it defends itself from hostile creatures, but otherwise takes no action. The snake is reduced to 0 once it dies and reverts to a yeah. That's what I figured.
So we just get a giant snake for a third level spell, which
Yeah.
okay. We have.
You can
holy
use
symbol.
you can use a holy symbol as a spellcasting focus for your necromancers.
Which I guess it. Okay, I was a little confused why we saw a good number of cleric spells on the list, but I was like, but then I gave it more thought. It does sort of make sense.
Oh, right.
Pharaoh. Anyway.
Now I'll play my channel divinity card, face down in defense position. Also at third level, you can channel your pseudo divinity to fuel magical effects. You start with one effect, Ankh of Radiance. When you use your channel divinity, you choose which effect to create. You must then finish a short or long rest.
To use it again, or we could expend.
Additionally, you expend
points.
as an action you spend one use to expend use of your.
Okay.
As an action, you can brandish holy symbol and bless a number of living creatures up to your intelligence modifier that you can see within 60 feet of you. Which, the first time a blessed creature takes damage, it has resistance to that damage.
The attacker takes 1d6 radiant
6
damage.
damage. The blessing then ends for that creature. But the damage ups as you level up.
Okay, that's neat. I'll give it a neat status.
Alright, so it's a hot second. Alright,
Yeah,
6th level.
6th level. We get.
You can convincingly reflect the trappings of a demigod walking the earth. You can create the following additional effects when using the thaumaturgy cantrip. You can brighten or darken the moon, affecting an area where you can change darkness and blah blah blah. You can manifest a huge illusory avatar of a deity at a point you can see within, which mimics your movements and projects your speech at a booming voice for 1 minute. This is honestly fine for a 6th level feature, honestly.
I do want to bring up something that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting in a bad way. So we get this improved thaumaturgy, but do you know what's missing?
What's missing?
Normally, the features that improve a particular cantrip of some kind also grant you access to the cantrip for free. This doesn't.
That is a good point, actually.
It's a weird thing to leave. You learned the thaumaturgy. We fucking missed that. Never mind.
Ross. Don't say we missed that.
Oh.
Why do you think I was scrolling up?
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind that. But yeah.
We're good.
Anyway,
carrying on. Scarab of Judgment.
Okay.
You can use your training weapon as an action. You touch an undead creature you control, choose a willing humanoid. The undead is destroyed and reduced to dust, and the humanoid regains hit points with undead's hit points. Once the creature regains hit points this way, it can't do so again until he finishes a long rest.
So, okay, if I understand how this ability works, let's do a little scenario here. Let's say I'm this Necromancer.
Yep.
I have my undead, and Eve is low in hit points.
Yep.
I touch them both at the exact same time, and basically, I transfer the life essence of my undead to Eve at the cost of the undead. Okay.
That is exactly what you do. No, it is absolutely. This is good. This is good. This is nice. In fact, I'm going to say this. I haven't learned the 2011 feature yet, but I'm going to say this is actually a good subclass.
This is neat.
But let's carry right along. Yes.
Wisdom, God King.
God King. All right. These are all so the same. I can just skip past all. It's just really nice. Your phylactery, your stomach, lungs, and intestine have been placed into canopy. Each one has a specific weakness, which we will need to discuss with your GM.
Oh. Okay.
And your regeneration is only stopped when all 4 are destroyed. When you reduce to 0, when you formate your sarcophagus.
Mummy.
I can say that word. So, when you hit with a charnel touch attack and spend 20 or more hit points, the target must on a cautious saving throw against your spell save DC or be cursed with Mummy Rod. Yep. His one actions. Yep.
Okay.
As an action, you can magically transform into a whirlwind of sand. Move up to 6 feet and return over 1 whirlwind. All damage. You can't grab petrified when carrying remains in your possession.
The fact that you are outright immune to all damage is.
It's not Yeah.
It's a pretty strong way to get out. Actually, how long can you be in the sand
Well,
forest
and
for?
you can't be restrained or. That's actually a good point. There's no limit. And you move and revert.
Oh, move and revert. Okay.
So the turn.
Okay.
So basically, no opportunity attacks.
Yeah, no opportunity attacks, which is powerful. That is pretty good.
There are other ways that being invulnerable while moving is very useful. It's basically like teleportation, honestly.
Right.
But anyways, carrying right along, my thoughts are this is approved, not
This is
without thought.
neat.
There is thought put into proving it. I will say I think the capstone's disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm to be honest, I think the capstone's been disappointing for all of these.
This book has not been the best for capstones, which I do want to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, we're not going to see a lot of these capstones a lot.
Correct.
So,
Anyways, we got the Plague Lord.
yeah, what do we got for the Plague Lord?
I have some jokes I probably won't make. Charnel Toxin. At third level, when you hit a creature with a Charnel Touch attack, spend 5 or more points. They must either cause it or be poisoned until the start of your next turn. So you can poison things.
So you just get this is basically a passive to your damage.
But that's not all we get.
Oh hey, we have more than one level 3 feature.
Leagues of vermin cling to your skin and swarm over others nearby. Hey, we got this feature before.
Oh hey.
Whenever a hostile creature within 5 feet makes an attack roll or save that, you can roll a d4 and subtract results from its attack roll or saving throw. No ability on conscious or undead. That's all right. This is okay. This is okay.
That's just honestly, that's pretty strong because it doesn't require a reaction.
What it means is there's a sense that we want to be next to things that are about to make saves.
Right, but this basically gives you on average, extra 2 AC buffer.
Potentially, yes. Anyways, 6th level. Beginning at 6th level, your own inner nexus of power has become a volatile cocktail disease, allowing your spells to have a far greater. You can reach creatures up to 15 feet away with your channel touch feature and spells with range of touch. As you magically imbued vomit. As you use magically imbued projectile vomit to deliver your payload of your spells. So you're basically like. Impact move!
I will say, even though the capstones have been a little disappointing, a lot of these are fun.
Question. I don't know if Necromancer gets Cure Wounds, but does it say just spells? If I take 6 levels to take the ability to get Cure Wounds, just imagine that flavor.
Oh god.
I could, you know what? Here's the thing, please. You don't have to bring it up on your page. I could look to see if they do get Cure Wounds real quick. I could do that.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, but if not, it doesn't say Necromancer spell, so this scenario still happens.
I don't see Cure Wounds. Yeah, they don't get any healing spells.
But yeah, there are ways.
At least at first level.
Yeah. Yeah, there are ways. There are ways. There are ways to get Cure Wounds on this guy.
Yeah, God.
Take a feat. Take a.
I don't know how I
take
feel
a feat.
that.
Take a multi-class. But yes. That is. Sorry. Just the fact that the requirement is vomiting on them is how you do it.
Oh, I know the wording doesn't allow it, but fucking, I just had a funny idea. I know the wording would not work, but what if you had 6 levels in this class, and then had 1 level dip multiclass into that shadow cleric that Neo is playing? So now your shadow. I know it doesn't work mechanically.
Let me take a look. That's from Ebon Tides?
Yes. Yeah, I know for a fact that it does not work that way, but fucking imagine if they did stack.
Here's the thing, it might. So let me actually read it.
Having the shadow vomit on people.
Ebon Tides. I think
you missed it. Go back down.
Ebon
Tides, right there. Down. Left of Overgear.
Oh, Tales from the Shadow?
No.
Book of Ebon Tides?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no.
All right.
I don't imagine it would stack, but Shadow Domain. Up.
Yeah, sorry, these things are. Where is it? Oh, thank you. Sorry, these chapters are not helpful. These chapter names are not helpful.
Oh no, I agree.
When you cast a cleric, Shadow can lose spells if you cast spell. You don't want something. What's the You are correct. You are correct.
Yeah, but imagine if they did stack. God, that'd be
Yeah.
fucking like that image in my head.
All right, carrying right along.
Anyway. Bloated
It would be real
thralls.
funny.
Compiles of regular. When one of your thralls reduced to 0 hit points, or you release it, you can choose to cause it to explode to shower of poison. Each creature within 5 feet of the thrall with a new enemy, and your other thrall must make a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC on fails if the creature takes 46 poison. That's a decent amount of damage.
Yeah.
And poisoned. Honestly, this is reasonable. This is reasonable.
Not
They're definitely
bad.
saving their best for last.
Poltent Lich? Is that how you pronounce that?
Corpulent Lich.
Corpulent. Thank you.
Corpulent.
Corpulent.
There you go.
Gore.
When you drop to 0 hit points, you explode.
Yep.
5 to 10 necrotic damage, dexterity save, 5 to 10 poison damage. Ooh.
And poison
Poisoned.
the next turn. Master of Disguise.
When you use your feature spend control creature poison curse for up to 1 minute on a failed save, choose 2 of the following. It does what see if well curse. Choose an ability score, disadvantage. Targets can only see a radius of 10 feet. Targets fall prone. Target loses an extra 1d6 points whenever it takes damage. Target can speak only in babbling nonsense. At the end, they make the save. This is fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna look
I
at
do want to bring up a big issue with this subclass, though.
what is the issue.
A lot of creatures in D&D
Mhm.
have either resistance or immunity to poison
No!
or the poison condition.
Not as many as you think. Not as many as you think.
Anyway,
There are a few things, but there's. It's no more resistant than other things, so it's fine.
approved.
Yeah, approved.
Yeah, overall,
Reanimator.
Reanimator. I mean, this is your classic. Let's see.
This is lightning. Oh, this is Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. So
You get proficiency in medicine.
and we can use our intelligence instead of the wisdom, which cool.
Notice, by the way, that's not all we get this time.
Again, whoa.
At third level, installing a monstrous craft on one of your thralls doesn't have the incorporeal movement trait. Additionally, your thralls don't lose hit points or hit dice from the installation or removal of graphs, and it takes no time to recover after such new graphs. See Appendix C for monstrous.
Is
We have to look at it. We have to look at an entire new mechanic.
Are there appendixes in here? Oh yeah. Oh,
There must be.
Chapter 7 appendix. Which one are you looking for?
Appendix C for monstrous craft. Look at Appendix C.
Aha. Appendix C. Okay.
I'm just gonna
Appendix-
grab this
Appendix
before we
C.
go.
Appendix C is oh, you're getting the page number.
No, I'm getting something else.
Oh, okay. It's page 370.
370. Okay.
So basically at the end of the book. There's like one more section after.
Which involves this version graphs are harder on the cards of fresh ones. So oh, I see. Okay, I see what graphs are then.
Oh, are graphs just body parts basically?
Each graph takes up one of the following slots: arms, cost. Not all graphs can be the same, but when graphs can be purchased, just in the following graphs. Oh, I see. I see how these work. We're not looking at this whole thing because it's complicated.
So
So
basically,
when normally do we get to use this? And the fearsome claws of monsters is unusual. However, you may find the practice. If not, this franchise assessment. So I guess the idea is you can attach stuff to creatures.
okay, and you have like this little table here which has material costs in case we want to buy these stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to
Okay.
that at a later day. So I will say this.
Basically, we can get a buff.
In
thing.
yes, in principle. In principle, I like it.
Yeah, I like the idea.
But-
The idea of upgrading our undead with
Yes.
other body parts, it makes
Is-
sense.
yes.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I will say so I'm gonna say that with an asterisk on this one,
Yeah, we'll put.
if this subclass is chosen, we're gonna have to look at the monstrous graph mechanic more closely and determine which monstrous graphs are banned or not banned. But that is something I will only do if someone actually wants to play this.
Right, which I'm gonna put a I'm putting a star thing next to it to symbolize that.
Yep.
But it's not approved yet because we haven't even looked at all the features.
Correct.
So,
Still third level.
Still third.
That's 3 third level features.
Woohoo! Okay.
You can choose to deal lightning damage instead of necrotic damage with your Eternal Touch.
Okay.
You can cause damage to arc to second creature. Second creature, when you use 5 or more, equal to half the number of trauma points spent on the failed save. Okay, that's actually, this is decent.
So basically, we can, if there are multiple creatures around us, let's say there's 2, I use 5 points on my strike against one of them, and then the one next to them will have to make a dexterity save, or take that damage as well. So
this is interesting. Okay, Lazarus Bolt is interesting.
oh, let's see.
As an action, you can drive a bolt in the torso of a creature within 5 feet of you that has died within the last minute, and shock it back to life. The creature returns to life with 1 hit point. This creature can't return the creature to life if it lacks a heart, has died of old age, or is missing vital organs. Once the creature returns to life, you can restore hit points to it using your Charnel Touch for 1 minute as if the creature were undead.
Oh.
Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. This is a...
So...
That's...
This
might be... Ooh, this might push you over the edge. This is a once per short rest Revivify for free.
Yeah, however, there are a couple things to note. You would have to have the ally be able to last, long.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to use your Charnel Touch, which is used for other abilities, in order to. However, it does cost a diamond.
Here's the issue. As long as this is the case.
Hold on, what did it say? Die or just knocked out?
Die. Died.
Died. Okay.
You see the issue, Ross? Do I need to point out the issue here?
We could. What we could do?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could have it be a cheaper Revivify, because you are getting it one level later.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
I
when
feel
I mean
like
cheaper. I'm talking specifically attaching, let's say, a diamond, but have it be half the cost of a regular Revivify.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, I'm not gonna say yes to that yet.
Oh.
Sorry, I said yes kind of instinctively. I'm not saying yes to that. My issue is, at that point, we're talking about a different feature. I will tell you a concession I am willing to consider, but that's not this. And I hate that we're going to have to ban this, because there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. This feature, as it is currently written, is banned. You understand that, right, Ross?
I mean, it sucks,
Ross?
but yeah,
What?
There we go.
You cut out for a while, Ross.
Anyway.
We could not hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, here's the thing. The feature makes sense, but...
It totally makes sense, and the flavor, all they would have to do to balance it is state that the bolt you're using costs 300 gold.
Maybe, I was gonna say, maybe what we could do instead is maybe the initial, like, getting someone back up costs you, because currently it does not cost you any of the points.
Yeah.
The point cost is like only for healing them. Maybe have the initial cost be...
Even that will never equate to Revivify, is the issue. Because those points can come back for much easier than the 300 gold diamond can.
That's true.
I get that you want to talk reflavoring, Ross. We don't have time to reflavor things tonight. Or rather, we don't have time to rebalance things tonight. So we're going to focus on approved or not. And unfortunately, this one feature... we continue reading the rest of the subclass, but this one feature is an immediate ban. It is literally better than Vivify. It's better.
Now I'm curious. I'm gonna look back at that Necromancer spell list. Do they get just regular Revivify?
That is a good point.
I know it probably won't even change anything, but
It wouldn't. No.
They do get Revivify.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's carry on.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, at this point, this is a bonus round.
Honestly,
So, let's
you know what-
acknowledge that.
Do you know what you know what we could do as a rework? Have it be they automatically get Revivify spell, but have this bonus part of
Yeah.
they count as undead to be able to heal them.
Yeah, that would be reasonable. But here again, I will say this:
Yeah.
we don't have time to do reworks right now. We have a lot still to look through. So, 10th level.
Arcane.
You learn how to inscribe
Stitch.
magical effects on your thralls using Grease of Arcane Stitch. You can spend 10 points from your Charnel Touch pool to apply an Arcane Stitch to one of your thralls in a process requiring 1 minute of work with the needle and thread. Only one of your thralls can have Arcane Stitch applied to it, and that thrall can only have one of each type stitch applied. A thrall can activate Arcane Stitch to gain benefits in combat, and Arcane Stitch lasts until your thrall activates it, your thrall is killed, or you finish a long rest. You can apply the following stitches.
Okay.
Advantage. They can cast the spell with shields.
It can triple its movement speed.
With the thrall. An extra 3d6 lightning or necrotic damage.
So that's all we get.
I hate how solid the rest of this subclass is.
I think you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
think okay, do what
yes.
we should do. I think we should do
Ross,
from now
let's
on.
before you say we know what we should do, let's finish reading.
Well, can I
and then I will
apologize
tell
though?
you.
Like this is
I would like to
approved or not thing in general.
I know, but I would like to finish reading the subclass first.
Okay, go.
Yep. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I want to just because Ross, I also have thoughts of what we should do, but I would like to save them for after if you don't mind. Strength and authority becomes 20. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slash damage. Addition from non-magical. Additionally, you don't lose installing and reading graphs. You advantage on saving against spells and magical. All right, that's fine. Okay, so now you can say your thing.
I think in general, for approved or not, if we
Mhm.
have a situation where we have to ban something, instead of just putting banned, we put in parentheses, come back for review. Like or rework. I should not say review. I should say rework.
There are cases where I think you cannot save it, but you're right. In this case, what we'll say is most features approved. Lazarus Bolt needs heavy rework. And then we'll go back to it. That is reasonable, Ross. You're absolutely right. Again, I don't want this kind of... Because if you want to play this, I don't want to stop you. Because, again, I'll be honest, the rest of this subclass is so solid.
Oh, yeah, no. Just the idea of graphs alone, just being able to update...
Which obviously, yeah, graphs is a Valda Spire of Secrets mechanic. They probably included it in this book because it's so heavily tied to this class.
Right.
Or this subclass, rather. But
cool
again,
idea.
Yeah, the Lazarus Bolt, it's like a slap in the face how, like, reasonable everything else is. And I'll be honest,
It's simple.
I wouldn't be tempted. If it was, like, once per day, I'd be tempted.
Honestly,
But,
well, in that case, should we just remove the short rest part of it?
like I said, I'd be tempted, but even that I don't think is balanced. It's, again, I think we will discuss this if someone wants to play it.
And now we have the final one.
We made it to the end. Nice.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Nice.
Which, this is the classic Grim Reaper-esque thing.
Yep.
So let's see. So we got.
All right, we got some standard spells.
Yeah, they.
Secret Dead.
They all make sense.
At third level, you can fade from view like a Spectre of Death. When you hit with a Charnel Touch attack and expend 5 or more points, you become invisible until the start of your next turn. This effect ends early if you move 15 feet or more.
So that just makes you become visible, which...
Yeah, no, my issue with this is like...
I do want to bring up something interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Because I know moving 15 feet or more, that sucks.
I think I know what you're about to bring up. Opportunity attacks, right?
Well, not just opportunity attacks, but opportunity attacks is a factor. They can get ready from opportunity attacks, but also... This is a rare case for an invisibility thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could do other stuff and it would not break this invisibility.
The issue is, how do I do other stuff?
Well, it would be a bonus, because I know Shadow Touch is an action, so...
Yes, it would have to be a bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action or action surge, or heck, even a reaction
but
could be still done, because it doesn't go away until the start of your next turn.
My issue with this feature is it doesn't do much on its own.
Right, yeah, no.
But let's keep going.
Umbral Form.
So, you can Flatten your body into a shadow upon the floor.
Oh, we've
As a shadow, your movement speed doubles, and you gain a climbing speed equal to your movement speed. You can move across difficult surfaces, including as a shadow, you can only move along surfaces you can't jump or fly. Attacks gives you a disadvantage while you're in shadow form in darkness. You are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in the darkness. You can't take actions. Your equipment merge with your shadow form and has no effect until you leave the form.
Is this just
You can end this effect as a bonus action or when you start your turn.
Is this basically just gaseous form?
Kind
but for
of.
shadow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Notably, you can't do this as a on a turn you do something, so this is fair.
Right.
10th level, spirits you command move with an unearthly speed. The flying speed of your thralls are doubled. Additionally, when your thralls flies out of enemies' reach, opportunity attacks against it are made with disadvantage. Alright, that's pretty solid. That's the only thing this guy has for his thralls, though.
Yeah.
Alright. 20th level. Nothing about...
Reaper.
When you use your Carnal Touch against a creature, you can see and roll an 11 or higher on the DC for the attack roll. You hit the target regardless of its AC.
Oh.
At this level, you're probably hitting. So, eh.
Okay.
You can fly 60 feet. When you kill a human using Carnal Touch, you rip their soul from their body, which animates as a vicious under your control, which counts as one of your thralls.
Wait.
Uh,
Oh, do we get choices of thralls options in here as well?
yes, that was mentioned.
Oh. So I guess do we need to approve it or not for these extras?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I believe these are all for the most part. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Actually, I want to point out. You know what? Here, Ross. The ones that aren't in the monster manual are literally right here. So. But first, let me finish Grim Reaper. Approve without thought.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. It doesn't gel. Anyways. Bone Beast, Gorgers, and unless they don't do other animated as thralls, a small and medium humanoid. Yeah, but anything and then having a different size for thrall sets. A corpse can become gorgers. Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
So here are the new ones.
Beast
I guess we have
Bone?
to get a Bone Beast, Gorger, and Grave Touched. We have to. Oh wait, no. Here they are.
Yeah,
here they are.
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what that's supposed to be.
Bone,
That's probably a Grave Touch Ghoul.
Probably.
All right, let's take a look. So Bone Beasts get pack tactics and a very decent bite attack.
Yeah, pretty
What is this? Is a CR1? Yeah, this is reasonable.
Yeah.
Gorger gets armor class of 8.
But it does have a high hit point of 36.
It has blind sight.
Cool.
And a bit of a a pretty basic bite attack, fair enough. And the Grave Touch Ghoul gets
63, the highest.
Yeah, it's a CR2, by the way.
Yeah. A regen.
Takes 5. It does action. The Grave Touch Ghoul don't die. Oh, that's awesome.
And they get pretty.
These guys, decent shot. These guys are gonna stay around, which is really cool. Then we get a skeleton.
Probably just standard skeleton stuff.
Yep, it's a skeleton.
Yep. They may be spooky and scary, but they could potentially bring shivers down your spine.
God damn it, Ross.
Then we get
spirits.
When you have 3 or more thralls, you can roll a single attack on roll 3 thralls. All your thralls it misses all your thralls checks. Blah 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 blah. That's really nice of them. Vulnerable to radiant damage, notable enough, but immune to all this stuff. Only 7 hit points.
I've never something I want to bring up. I've never seen something say 2d8 minus a number for hit points.
That's because their con is
Right, I know. I just wanted to bring that up because that's actually interesting.
Actually, the math doesn't gel with -2. Oh well, whatever. To spell attack and it reduces hit point maximums.
Yeah, that makes sense. We got
Visage. What's the spirit's armor class? Actually, I'm kind of curious.
It is 15.
15. Okay.
So the best so far. Oh, never mind. There.
Visit, yeah, no. But this guy's like a CR. This guy's a CR too. Senses, incorporeal movement, magic resistance,
Cool.
horrify,
Pretty decent attack.
visage, magic turns invisible until it attacks or until its concentration ends as if conjuring a spell and equipment. Okay.
Zombie.
We got a zombie. This is
Yep, this
your
is just
standard zombie. And
that's
there we have it.
I-
I like Necromancer. There's some really cool things I like.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I think
I-
if someone were to want to play this at my table, I would be willing to, especially for if we take the Blood Ascendant for example.
Mhm.
I would be willing to talk to the player, see what they want their character to do, and I'll see like if I would add like an extra feature at like a couple of those levels. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, I maybe.
Yeah.
Again, I will say this. I get the idea. I also get why they're sparing on features as well. It doesn't not make sense to me, unfortunately, but yes.
right.
But mostly approved. And again,
Yeah.
I will say,
First time review.
I
us reviewing
do
a
think-
whole core class, which was
Yeah.
fun.
I
honestly, overall
do
fun.
think some of these default subclasses are disappointing. But I also feel like it's in a very hard position when like your features are so spread thin.
Right. Honestly, I know I've talked about
Mhm.
you know, potentially because I remember actually when I first got Valda Spire Secrets, someone that was reviewing the series as a whole, or not series, but was able to
The-
talk to one of the developers of it.
Yeah.
Like, if we ever got that chance, which though barely a shot that we would, but even if let's say hypothetically we did,
Mhm.
it'd be a really cool thing like to like ask like what their thought process was for designing
Maybe.
stuff like.
But for the time being, that was a lot.
Yeah.
How long was that, Ross?
The recording wise right now, it is currently 1 hour and 21 minutes.
Not bad, honestly.
Yeah, not bad.
Uh,
I will say
I
again
hope-
because I forgot to do this in the very beginning. Check out Valda Spire of Secrets. Again, really good deal.
hope you enjoyed this video.
And as always, honestly, you know what? Do you guys approve of this video or not? Thank you guys for watching.
Ross.
As always, stay tuned for more. Bye bye.